Hey everybody, it's Gil from aboard the sailing vessel Dream Chaser. If you're not familiar with our channel, my wife and I and our 2 grandkids live aboard this 51-foot Formosa. It's a Bill Garden designed cutter rig ketch. Each week we post new videos about our lifestyle living aboard and living small on a boat or a camper. In last week's episode, we showed you a little bit about our search to find a place to store our boat in Florida and maybe even get a house that's waterfront property to save on marina bills. This week we'll continue that trip, do a little bit glass bottom kayaking. We'll take a look and show you a property we really liked, but it had some downsides. And then we get back on board the boat and we continue doing some work with insulating the ceiling and just frankly enjoying being back on the boat after over a year-long refit. You're fine, honey. I don't even have to duck.
Why?
Because it's not that tall. No, that's the left side. I'll put it on your right side, on the side.
Hurry!
Alright, let's make it. Just dump all the water out. Good girl. You want to just put it in the canoe up in the front there by you?
Yep. No.
You want me to put it back here?
Yep. Hey, you're bumping us!
My legs are numb. I still got thick.
The next house we're going to go see is on Henry Morgan Road in Punta Gorda.
Here's another area we really liked. It was on the east side of Charlotte Harbor. I think it was part of Lee County, probably unincorporated Lee County, very near the Burnt Store area, north of that. These were sort of very rustic looking areas, like small bulkheads on the sides of the waterways, mangroves along the sides, sort of some natural sidings. Really cool. The house was awesome. All screened in. You could open the doors just completely up and just open the house up to be wide open and air it out. It was a raised house, right? So the bottom floor was sort of sacrificial. There was a garage that had been converted into a game room, a little outdoor bar, seating area, big, huge screened-in porch with screens on all sides, including under the decking. So you sit outside, no bugs. Literally, when you're sitting on the deck, you're 10 feet from the water, maybe 15 feet from the water. Just a beautiful view. And as you look out and at an angle from the house, you just kind of look right out at the mangroves. So just gorgeous. Shallow though. When I stood at the dock right there, that dock was in really bad shape. It would have to be rebuilt, but it was a foot deep right there. So I don't know what it was, 10 feet out where we would put the boat, or 15 feet out, but a little bit concerning. When I looked at the charts, that really looked shallow. The entrance out to Charlotte Harbor looked like it might be 4 feet deep at mid-tide, and I just don't want to be in a situation where I need a super high tide just to go. Just like here, if we get a north wind that blows for a few days, some of the water blows out of these out of Lake Pontchartrain, and the whole water level drops by 2 feet. If the same thing were to happen in this area, I don't want to be sitting on my side out there. So not real sure what we're going to do with that, but we'll kind of show you what that one looked like as well. This is likely the master bedroom, I'm guessing. It's a small home with just 2 bedrooms upstairs. Oddly enough, these shelves kind of look down out over the staircase and where they come up. Then from here we go down the hallway, restroom on the right, another room over here, and then a very large area.
Well, we've had a really good time here in Florida for the week. I will say the girls have been troopers because we spent more time looking at homes than we did doing fun stuff for them. So when we're back next month, we're absolutely going to do that.
We're literally right here at the water's edge. It's been kind of nice just being right here. Hey, baby. She's hiding again. We drove for about 6 or 7 hours yesterday. We stayed in a town called Holt, Florida. It's just between Pensacola and Panama City, a little closer to the Pensacola side. So it looks like today we only have 3.5 hours or so to go. So gosh, we might have driven more than 7 yesterday. But either way, it was a good drive, a nice little place, 100-foot pull-through spaces. Heck, I didn't even have to disconnect from the truck, so it was pretty handy to do that. But pull the slide in, drain the tanks, and hit the road. You got it?
Yeah.
Keep going until it goes all the way up, okay? I got my little helper, huh?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Helping.
You lifting up the jacks?
Yeah.
All right.
There's a Texas-based convenience store chain called Buc-ee. Started out kind of small, half dozen stores or so. And their big thing is they put them on the highway at these points that are like halfway between major cities where there's a lot of sort of family driving kind of stuff. There's an old saying, everything's bigger in Texas. No different here. So I'm just to give you an idea. I'm halfway down these pumps. You can see the number of pumps there. But if you look behind me over there, there's a whole second row of these pumps. There are 30 pumps at each of these different, there's 30 pumps in this set of buildings. And then another 30 pumps in this set where I am, right? Scroll all the way around. You got a sense for it. The big logo is a beaver, Buc-ee the beaver. And inside is probably 3 times the size of your average grocery store in your town. It is crazy. Crazy. But clean bathrooms and gas at $2.13. So gas is probably their loss leader to get you to go in and spend $50 on snack food and drinks.
We're relaxing.
You're relaxing?
We are.
Feels good, doesn't it?
It really does. Oh God, it feels so good to be back home.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, everything's still a bit of a mess. We got to put it all together, but it is nice to be back on the boat.
Yes, it
Yep.
is.
But I don't like the boat.
Why?
I only like the bathtub.
You like the bathtub?
Yes.
Why do you like the bathtub?
Because the thing could drown when I sit on it.
The what? Oh, the teak frame?
Frame. When she sits on it, it sinks down.
Somebody is happy to be back on the boat where she gets to play with her dolphin in the tub. And here in the boat, we actually have a tub as opposed to the camper where there's just a shower. You liking that? Let me see your dolphin.
It can't make that squeaky noise again.
Yeah, it won't squeak when it's underwater. Oh, things are still a mess, but we're getting all the provisioning stuff ready. Getting things put back in cupboards, and so it's still a disaster, but it feels good to be on the boat. Good to be back on Deb's house. She started getting some of the bedding back on.
Look at my new mermaid sheet.
You like them?
Yeah.
You got a lap desk there? You don't like the lap desk?
It's not a lap desk.
What is that?
A table.
Oh. Go ahead, you gonna hop up on your bed?
Bed.
You gonna climb up and hop on it?
Table for your bed. I
Okay.
don't want to mess it up.
Oh, well then we shouldn't. You have a mermaid sign? A mermaid sleeps here. Are you hiding it? You don't want anyone to know you're a mermaid?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
All right.
It's a secret identity, Grandpa.
When I touch the water, I'll turn a mermaid.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, what's that ballerina mouse's name in your cupboard there? Do you remember?
I named her.
What's her name?
I named her.
What's her name?
Her name is
Lucy.
Bellwing.
Ballerina?
No, Bellwing.
Ballerine. Oh, that's a cool name.
Then I'll look up at you. Then I'll look at my tail and your phone. And then I'll say, why are you videoing me?
Okay, you ready? Go.
Why are you videoing me?
Because I don't think anybody's gonna believe that a mermaid lives in this room. Do you have a mermaid tail? It looks like it.
I do.
Can you flip your mermaid tail? Oh my gosh. All right, I guess you are a mermaid. It was great finally getting back on board and starting to get some semblance of organization to the chaos that's down below. We started with the girls' bunks. Frankly, we wanted to make sure those were in the best sort of order as much as they could be. When we were having all the work done at the boatyard, you might have remembered in a previous episode, we had a little section along the coach house roof, and I had a choice. I could either have glassed over it or fix this gap with another way of doing it. And I sort of took the cheap and easy way out. I went ahead and did a 5200 product fill in that, and frankly, we still ran into a small leak near one of the coach house ports. So in this episode, we actually reached back out to the boatyard, and they're coming out and doing this glass work that I should have just had them do originally instead of trying to take the cheaper way out. I'll put a link up here to some of the videos where you saw me explaining what we ran into and removing that 5200. I even sealed some of it back up with epoxy inside, but frankly, we needed to make it look good on the outside. What I'll show you here in a minute is something interesting. So the boatyard, to do this, what they basically did was came by with a planer, and they planed about 8 or 10 inches of height down maybe 1/4 of an inch thick. And the reason they did that is now when they lay the glass up there and they bond it from the glass below to the coach house roof, or to the coach house wall, all the way up into the coach house roof, it's all going to be the same thickness. So you won't see an increase in where that additional layers of fiberglass went on. So let me show you what that looks like. That work's going to continue. It'll probably take a couple episodes to finish. It looks like the boatyard came by today and did some work on the fiberglass. We got the whole thing glassed here, which is good. And they sanded this out, getting ready for the repairs there. It was time to continue insulating the ceilings, and we picked up this time in Schwab's stateroom. I hope you enjoyed this week's video, a little glimpse into our sort of crazy life, living aboard our sailboat or a camper. I'd like to say it's a simpler life, but quite frankly, there's many weeks I question whether it's simpler or not, but we frankly love it. In next week's video, we'll continue with the insulation of the bunks and prepare the surface for a new overhead. Next week, we'll also show you a little adventure we had replacing the mattress in the owner's stateroom on this boat. I'll just say, if we were keeping score, we wouldn't be doing real well in the tournament right now, but I'll leave that for next week and you'll enjoy it. If you've enjoyed this week's video, and we've earned it, by all means, please give us a thumbs up on the video. If you'd like to see other videos, we post a video every single week at 5 p.m. Central Time. And if you click on that little subscribe button and the bell notification, YouTube will take care to notify you anytime we post a new video. Thanks, y'all. Safe sailing.